Good morning. Welcome to week 5 of core and pelvic floor class with Hannah. Today we will be doing slightly less discussing and slightly more exercising, which hopefully you will enjoy. We don't really need any equipment as such, but we will need some props, I guess is the right word, some apparatus. There will be 2 exercises where I will be putting myself on an incline, so elevating my hands, but having my feet on the floor. I always use the sofa, so my hands are up on the cushion and puts me at a nice almost 45-degree to the floor. You could do that. An exercise bench is really the ideal, but I don't have one. So like a sturdy footstool, a kitchen chair that isn't going to move when you lay your hands on it, something like that's going to hold your weight. Otherwise, you'll need something that you can lift your feet up onto. We do have one exercise where we'll be lying on our back with our feet elevated. For example, on a chair, I might use the footstool, I think. The edge of the sofa would work too, as long as you're comfortable moving around on the floor. As always, most of the exercises, or a lot of the exercises in this class, will be on the floor. So being confident in getting up and down off the floor is going to be important. We do have quite a few that are standing today. So if previously the floor has been tricky for you, just know that today we'll be standing up a little bit more than usual. I have my dogs shut out of the room and they're scratching at the door at the moment. So hopefully we will give up. All right, so let's begin with a bit of a chat. Last week we talked in depth about incontinence, actually, and then the week before that we talked a lot about using that pelvic floor just in our daily life, how it helps us in our daily lives. Your pelvic floor is working all day long to do things like keeping your internal organs in place, which is something that you don't necessarily notice, and you wouldn't notice until things went wrong, and helping with bladder control. Now, that's something that you might notice more frequently or more commonly. So it's working all day long to do those kind of invisible jobs. And the pelvic floor, it's affected by our movements, by our stress levels, things like that. Last week, we talked about some simple daily habits to incorporate into our routine to help with our pelvic floor function. So we're going to revisit those a little bit. The first one was alignment. The second one was our connection breath. And the third one was using that breath work in daily life. So we're going to jump up to feet and get started, and we're going to practice that really good alignment. So come up to feet with me. I need to move the stool out the way. And now I'm going to need to adjust my camera. It's very cold today, so I have the wool socks on. So we're going to stand up nice and tall. And we'll think about having our feet flat on the floor. And we want to think about feet being hip width apart. Toes are facing forwards, so they're not pointing inwards and they're not pointing outwards. They're straight ahead. And when we move up to knees, we want our knees to be a little bit soft. Think about your hips and your pelvis. We want ribcage to be over our hips. So that means we're not pushing our hips forwards and we're not sticking our bum out. You want to think about your perineum, which is the area, if you're a woman, it's the area between your vagina and your anus. If you're a man, it's the area behind your, so between your testicles and your anus. So that piece of skin right there, that's your perineum. You want to think about that being over the top of the space between, over the top of that space between your ankles. So have a look at those ankles. When you're looking down, you're probably leaning forwards. So think about putting your pelvis in place so that right between your legs is in between your ankles. Moving up then, we already said rib cage over hips. You want that chest to be kind of nice and tall, and nipples pointing forwards. So not up to the sky, so we're not leaning back, not leaning down, straight ahead. Shoulders are relaxed and away from our ears, and our arms are nice and easy at our sides. So take a second to just stand and see how that feels. Does it feel comfortable? Do you feel like you're in alignment? Unfortunately, there's no magic ding that happens when your body is in perfect alignment, but it should feel pretty comfortable and like a natural pose that you're not fighting to hold it in place. Shouldn't feel like anything is strained. Let's practice our connection breath. So our deep belly breathing and our pelvic floor engagement right here as we stand. So let's have one hand on our rib cage, one hand on our belly. We're going to take a big inhale. Let's not think about the pelvic floor just for these first few breaths. So let's just practice a big inhale into your belly. And then exhale, relax those hands. You should feel everything moving away and your hands relax. Belly and rib cage are expanding. As we exhale, they contract. Belly and rib cage expand on the inhale and contract on the exhale. Now, by now, we know that our pelvic floor is doing the same thing as our diaphragm. So as our diaphragm expands as it goes down, as our lungs expand, it goes down, and our pelvic floor goes down. So that means it relaxes. Then as we breathe out, the diaphragm lifts and our pelvic floor lifts. It contracts. So let's think about connecting awareness, picking up awareness of that pelvic floor here. So as we inhale and we breathe into that belly and that rib cage, think about your pelvic floor relaxing. I'm going to use the elevator analogy to start with. So the elevator is going down, and as you exhale, the elevator comes up. Inhale. Elevator goes down. Exhale. The elevator comes up. Now, what I don't want you to do, and I feel like this is tricky when you talk about the elevator going down, is not bear down. You don't want to push down on your pelvic floor. That's going to cause you all kinds of problems. We just want to, I guess, let it fall. Relax is really the word. Let's use a different analogy. Think about this for a couple of breaths. Let's imagine a flower. So your pelvic floor is a flower. As you relax, the pelvic floor, the flower of your pelvic floor is opening. The petals are unfurling. And then as you exhale and contract, the petals are folding up again. Imagine a beautiful morning glory flower. You know how they're all twisted up when they're contracted, and then they open, they blossom, and they're relaxed, and we can see that we're not can see their petals. It's not the best analogy, but it's what I think of when I think of the flower. So let's let's practice that. Think about that beautiful flower as we inhale. That flower is blossoming, the petals are unfurling, and as you exhale, that flower is closing up. Inhale and exhale. Once more, inhale and exhale. Good. Now, what we want to do is think about this good alignment and this breathing and connection with daily movement. So we're going to move on to practice some of those, but I just want to chat about it a little bit. So let's imagine that we're picking up a laundry basket. I don't have anything here. I'm going to pick this iPad up off the floor. So we're going to say this is our functional task for the day. So we want to inhale to prepare ourselves, and we want to exhale to engage. So I'm going to inhale as I come down, and then to pick it up as I exhale. My core is engaged, my pelvic floor contracts, and everything is kind of engaged and ready for that movement. We inhale to prepare ourselves, and we exhale to engage. You can imagine picking up like a basket of laundry. You would inhale to prepare and exhale as you lift. If you're picking up shopping bags, you would inhale to prepare and exhale to pick them up. So let's go ahead and let's go ahead and move into some exercises. It's really important that we're able to connect with our pelvic floor. And not only in the isolated exercises we do, like the Kegels, which we are going to do some of because they are important to build that awareness, but we want to be able to be in tune with our pelvic floor just through our daily lives. It helps in those examples I gave, it helps to kind of prepare yourself, especially if you're suffering with any kind of leakage, if you have some mild discomfort or, some lack of confidence in your pelvic floor, being able to do this breath work as you move through normal activities of your daily life is really key. I want to practice some movements now that kind of mimic some things we do in life, because this is really what's key, and this is going to help you the most in improving your pelvic floor function. We can do Kegels all day, every day, and we can build great muscle tone, but if you don't know how to use it in functional movements, it's limited in how useful it is. I hope that makes sense. I just want to really reiterate how important I think it all is. Saying that, we're going to start with the Kegels. So we'll stand. Let's put ourselves in alignment, that good alignment. Toes facing forwards, knees are soft, your perineum is over your ankles, your rib cage is over your hips, nipples just point straight forwards, not up or down or to the sides, and our shoulders are relaxed away from our ears. We're going to take, I like to have my hand on my rib cage and my hand on my belly. Let's take a big inhale. Feel that pelvic floor blossom and relax. And then as we exhale, contract. Hold it here for 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Relax and exhale, contract for 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, relax. Exhale, contract for 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale to relax. And exhale to contract. And hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can inhale, relax again, and let's step out of that position and be relaxed. We're going to work on a squat. Sorry, I think I keep cutting off my own head. There we go. We're going to work on some squats to start with. These are such an essential exercise of daily life. I really want to concentrate on them a bit. But we are going to move very slowly. And you might want to have a chair handy that you can use to just hold onto. We're going to kind of pause, like we might be holding here for a while. And if you feel like you need to have that chair to support you, because I want you to be able to hold this position while we chat a little bit. So have the chair there if you need it. So let's start with our feet hip width apart. We're standing nice and tall, and we're going to take a big inhale. Remember to prepare, and then exhale to engage. So we'll inhale as we sink down, and we'll exhale as we stand up. And we're going to move more slowly than usual, than we would usually move in a squat. So have a hand on the chair to help you and to make sure that you can do it really slowly. So let's inhale here. Think about relaxing, moving slowly down. And now let's exhale. Pick that pelvic floor up. I hope you remember to contract that pelvic floor. At the same time, squeeze through your glutes, squeeze your bum muscles. Let's try this again. Inhale, nice and slowly. Prepare, 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 and then exhale as you stand. You've picked up that pelvic floor, you're squeezing your bum. Inhale, relax your glute muscles, so stop squeezing your bum. Relax that pelvic floor. Exhale, squeeze on the way up. Should squeeze everything. Really think about that pelvic floor contraction this next time. Nice inhale. Relax, 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 and exhale. We'll do one more. Inhale, slowly lower down. And exhale. Good, very good. We're going to try a hip hinge now. Again, a very common movement of daily life, one I really like to practice a lot. I'm just going to stand to the side so you can see the hip hinge and how it differs from the squat. So my feet are facing forwards, hip width apart, soft knees, hinging at the hip looks like this. So I stick my bum right out. Whereas a squat, I bring my bum towards the floor. We're going to inhale as we hinge, and we'll exhale to stand. So thinking about relaxing on the way down and engaging on the way back up. So let's stand nice and tall. Big deep breath as we inhale to lower, and then exhale as we stand. We're moving slowly here, remember? So we can really feel that pelvic floor, really connect our breath and the movement and the pelvic floor, all the things together. Nice big inhale, forwards and exhale. Squeeze your bum to stand up. Inhale, nice and slow. Exhale. Couple more. Inhale. Relax, relax, relax. Exhale. Squeeze your bum. Pick that pelvic floor up. Inhale. Relax the pelvic floor slowly down. Exhale. Last one. Inhale, slowly, slowly, slowly. Exhale. Very good. All right. We're going to do a different squat. We're going to walk our feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. Now, I remember when after I had my first child, I really was amazed at how poor my pelvic floor was immediately postpartum. And it's understandable and super normal, but I remember doing wide squats was really problematic for a while. So I want to try and, kind of test how this feels. I feel like your pelvic floor is in a it's not in a different position, but you're in a different position when your feet are wider apart and you can feel things a little differently. So let's try that squat here. Again, using your hand on the chair to slow you down, to give you that support and help you back up. We're going to inhale, slowly lower down, and exhale. Pick everything up. Good. Inhale, relax, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. You're squeezing your bum as you stand. You're picking up that pelvic floor. Let's make sure we're really doing that. Let's inhale, unfurling the flower of your pelvic floor. Exhale, wrap it back up. Inhale, nice and slowly, letting it relax. Exhale, pick it up. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Feet together. That's lots of squats. One more that we'll do is an exercise we quite often do in class. It's a balance exercise, but I want to think about our breathing through this. So again, feet maybe a tiny bit wider than hip width apart. We're going to shift our weight from one foot to another. We're going to inhale to the center, exhale to the side. So we're going to move very slowly. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, relax. Exhale, contract. Inhale, we're relaxing that pelvic floor. Exhale as you move to the side, pick it up. Inhale, exhale. Good. I feel like this one is tricky. Good. Relax, sit there. So shake those legs out a little bit. I'm just going to take a drink. So I've been talking non-stop. Maybe you noticed. And we're going to repeat those. And And then we'll move on to some floor exercises. But I want to repeat these kind of functional movements. So we'll start with those squats again. Feet are hip width apart, toes pointing forwards. Think about that nice alignment here, where your rib cage and your hips are standing nice and tall. We'll take that inhale to lower, exhale to come up. Remember to use that chair because we're moving so slowly here. We might just need that extra help to balance. Inhale, relax, exhale as you pick up. Inhale, exhale. Inhale slowly down and exhale. Inhale, exhale, contract. Let's do one more. Inhale nice and slowly down and exhale. Great. We'll do a hip hinge next. Let me stand to the side just because I feel like you can see the movement a little bit better this way. So feet facing forwards, knees are soft, hinging at the hip forwards and up. So let's inhale. Really think about a nice relaxation. You can hold it here for a moment. Imagine like your bum should be really relaxed. Exhale, squeeze and contract. Inhale, everything is open and relaxed. Exhale, you squeeze as you stand up. Inhale, slowly down. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, nice and slowly down. Exhale. Again. And last one. Good. Let's try that wide squat one more time. This certainly feels, you definitely can feel that pelvic region differently in this position. Let's have our feet facing forward. Feet are also a little bit wider than hip width apart. Remember to use the chair to support yourself. We'll take a big inhale. Relax, relax. Exhale. Squeeze through your glutes. Pick that pelvic floor up at the same time. As you inhale, think about relaxing your bum, letting that pelvic floor blossom like a flower. And then exhale and petals curl up. Inhale nice and slowly down. Exhale. Good. Inhale, slow, slow, slow. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, nice and slowly. And exhale. One more, nice big inhale. Relax, relax, relax. Exhale, squeeze. Excellent. We'll work on those side shifts a little bit too. So feet wider than hip width, and we're just going to move from one foot to the other. Going as slowly as we need to take those big breaths. So inhale to center. Exhale onto that one toe. Inhale. Exhale. I don't have enough time to take the breath and say the words inhale, exhale, so I'm just going to be quiet for a couple. Here we go. Relax, contract. Relax, contract. Relax, contract. Once more each side. Good, very good. That's a lot of hard work isolating those small muscles. All right, we're going to come down to the floor. I'll stand up and then get back onto the floor in a safe way. So let's put this 1 foot forwards, and that back foot, you're going to lift that knee. Sorry, we're going to lift the heel and drop the knee down. Hinge at the hip here, so your hands at either side of your foot. Bring that back knee down to the ground, and then we're on hands and knees. And from here, let's stay on hands and knees because you will want to put yourself somewhere where you can put your feet up. Remember I said a chair, the seat of a chair, the seat of the sofa. I'm going to use this footstool just to elevate my feet a little bit. So we're going to be on our back with our feet up in. So once you have that, let's sit over on our hip and you can come down to the floor here. Let me make sure that you'll be able to see me once I get down to the ground. I'm going to tilt my camera a little bit. Here we go. All right, so we're going to come down to the ground and then place your feet up on whatever it is you're using, the chair, in this case, a footstool that I just mentioned. All right, so what we're going to do will look like this. We're going to lift one foot and then the other, and then lower them back onto the chair. Lift, lift, and lower. We're going to be inhaling as we lower the feet, so exhaling as we pick them up. So let's take an inhale to prepare. So a nice big inhale here. Oh, a word before we start. We still need to think about alignment when we're on the floor. So making sure your rib cage and hips are in alignment. So we're not arching our back too much. For me, it means there's a little bit of space between my back and the floor. I'm not pressing my low back into the ground. All right, so let's take an inhale to prepare. And then as we exhale, pick up one foot, then the other. We've contracted that pelvic floor. Inhale, feet down. Exhale, feet up. Inhale, feet down. Exhale, up. Inhale, down. Exhale, up. Inhale, down. Make sure you're relaxing as you put the feet down. Inhale, relax and lower. Exhale, up. Inhale, feet down again. Let me check the list. Let's see what's next. All right, we're going to want to move these and move this footstool. So whatever it is, maybe you can kick that piece of furniture out of the way safely, or you'll need to move yourself to another spot. So I'll give you time to do that. Get yourself in an area where your feet are flat on the floor now. So just like this, feet flat on the floor. And we're going to do a bridge lift. So we'll take an inhale to prepare, and then we'll press down with our feet, push his feet into the ground to lift our hips as we exhale. As we lift our hips and we exhale, we're going to contract the pelvic floor, and we're also going to squeeze our bum. It seems like a lot of things, but as we move through these different exercises, you might be noticing they all kind of move together. When we exhale, we contract the pelvic floor. We know that. We quite often squeeze our bum. So all of these things kind of fit together. Let's take a nice inhale to prepare. Exhale. Push down with your feet. Lift your hips. Squeeze your bum. Inhale. Relax to the floor. Exhale. Lift and squeeze. Inhale. Relax. Exhale. Lift and squeeze. Exhale. Relax. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Then we'll do one more, and it seems like a lot. Inhale. Oh, sorry, that was exhale and inhale. I hope I wasn't saying it wrong the whole way. Oh dear. Anyway, let's stay on the floor. I think we're going to turn over now. Yes, we are. So let's roll our feet onto one side. Roll onto one side. Push yourself up. Now what we want to do is find a place where we can have an incline, so we can raise our hands. We had our feet lifted earlier, and now we want to lift our hands. So I could use my footstool, but it's not very heavy. It might move. So I'm just going to walk over here and use the sofa. And let's check that you can see me. Hopefully you can see me well enough. I have to turn around to speak to you, but I think that, let me just move this camera over. It's very, very professional setup here. That'll make it easier. All right. So we want to hold our hands so they're elevated off the floor and we're in this nice incline. And so this is a plank movement. We're in a nice incline. Our hands are underneath our shoulders. And we're taking nice deep breaths. You can move those feet out a little bit wider. They don't have to be too close together. Let's just take a couple of deep breaths here. We're going to take our feet and we're going to tap them out to the side. So tap that foot out to the side and back in, out and in. We want to think about those nice deep breaths. We're also doing this is a big deep core movement here, really working those abdominal muscles. One more on each side. Good, let's stay in this mountain climber. Let's stay in this incline. Mountain climbers is the name of the next exercise. We're going to drive one knee up towards your chest. We're going to go very slowly. I want you to think about inhaling as you lower the foot and exhaling as you draw it up. Feel that pelvic floor. Think about it. As you exhale, it contracts. As you inhale, it relaxes. One more each side. Good. And then let's walk ourselves up. So stand. Whew. Very good. All right. We are at the end of this class. There's a lot more exercise than we have done in previous weeks. So I hope you enjoyed and I hope it was useful information. We really did some very focused, slow breath work. So great work. That was good. I know it's a very different kind of pace to my usual classes, but it's really nice to slow down and kind of think about that breathing, connect with those bits of your body that maybe you don't think about too often. All right, end of the class. Thank you so much for joining me for all 5 weeks so far. Hopefully see you guys next week.
Thank you, Hannah.
Thank you. I was waiting for someone to say bye. All right. Thanks, everybody.